Hello, fellow word lovers. Welcome back to Pocket of Poetry. My name is Olivia, and today I'm going to be giving you my top 3 tips for starting a new writing project in 2021. When it comes to a new writing project, I think all of us know that the hardest part can sometimes just be starting. You have this grand idea in your mind, and then you have to reduce it down to bare words somehow, and the task can seem incredibly daunting to even just write that first sentence. But I was able to finish my very first manuscript this past year in 2020, and so I wanted to kind of give my tips for starting something new, since the new year is a great time to do that. So without further ado, let's hop into my tips. Number 1 might seem a little bit self-explanatory, but it is to start with what you're most excited about. A lot of the times there's so many different elements, and I'm going to use the example of a fiction manuscript. This could really work for any kind of writing project that you want to start, but if you're wanting to start like a novel, for example, for me, the most fun part about planning and preparing to write a novel is character development. I get super attached to my characters. I love, fine-tuning details about their personalities, their pasts, their backgrounds, and that's an extremely important part of setting up a novel, right? And so if that is what you're most passionate about and get the most excited about, I would recommend to start with that, because as you start with what you're most excited about, it will kind of fuel your passion for the rest of the project. Once you are developing your characters, you get excited to put these characters into a story and see what they're really made of, right? For me, at least, when I'm developing characters, I get really excited and passionate about the rest of the project because I now want to use my characters and I want the world to meet my characters. So whether, if for you it's world building or plot development, whatever it is for you that gets you the most excited, start with that and work on that for a good solid, I would say, couple of days until you're really getting excited and passionate and ready to further the project and move on from there. To me is to solidify your takeaway. What do you want your readers to feel after finishing your book? What do you want them to know? What do you want them to do? What do you want them to understand about the world, and what kind of messages are you trying to get across? A lot of the times we have this idea in the back of our head and we think it would be fun, and there's a reason why that idea is sparking something in you. What is that reason? So my second tip is to really dig deep and figure out what it is about this project that makes you passionate and what you want your audience to know and understand from it. And as you write these things down and kind of brainstorm them out, it really helps you get a clearer idea as you move forward into writing the rest of the project to understand what it is, what's the end goal that you're trying to come up with. So what are the themes that you want to include? What kind of topics do you want to tackle in your story or your book or whatever it is that you're writing? And as you kind of solidify out all of that, it will get you more excited, for one, about the rest of your project, but it will also kind of be a guiding light for you as you continue to write and continue to work on your project. So tip number 3 has to do with that dreaded beast, time management. But we all need it, right? We all need to figure out how to manage our time in order to best get our writing goals completed in a timely manner, right? So for me, I like to start with an outline. I think most people start with at least some kind of an outline. And I think everybody has their unique ways of writing and their unique ways of planning what they're about to write. And I think that that's beautiful. I would not tell anybody how to plan or how to outline in any way. But what I would say is that the most important thing to do is to block out times for specific things, right? So take the beginning of a week or a month and figure out what time you have for writing, whether it's an hour a day, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a week, whatever that is for you. And you block that out on your calendar, right? That's your sacred writing time. Everyone in your life knows that that's your writing time. And that's when you work on that writing project that you are trying to get finished. And for me personally, I will do a very, very basic outline. So I'll just write out exactly what I want to happen in my book and what scenes I want to include. And as I start writing, usually it becomes more clear and becomes a little bit more detailed as to what I want to do. I start with a pretty vague outline, and then as I move in, it gets more specific and more detailed. But what I would recommend is at least having some kind of a plan for each of your writing times. So start with blocking out your time. So say it's an hour a day, you do it from 2 to 3 every day. You start with blocking it out, but then you also want to make sure that you know what you're going to be doing during that time so that you're not just sitting there staring at a blank page. Having it planned out beforehand is so helpful. So if you want to write your book in chronological order, start from the beginning, work your way to the end, then you want to get, say, the first scene in your book written out during that hour, and that's your goal. So taking your time, planning it out, planning out what you want to write during what times. And I would obviously recommend being flexible with this. Don't try and pin yourself into a hole, but just giving yourself a general guideline of what you would like to get written when. Helps a ton, helps you stay focused and on track and not feeling like you're just drowning in everything that you have to do. So there you have it, my 3 tips for starting a new writing project in 2021. If you are working on a new writing project in 2021, I'd love to hear what it is. If you want to leave it down below in the comments, as well as if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe if you feel like it. But until next time, I hope your writing is smooth and creative dreams bubble forth from your mind. And I hope you have an amazing day.